day after the Uvalde school shooting, this happened.
A woman in Charleston is being credited for averting a mass shooting. Charleston police say it all started when this man, 37-year-old Dennis Butler, was speeding up and down the parking lot. That's when he was approached by people attending a graduation party and a birthday party, asking him to slow down as children were playing. They said he seemed agitated and left, but shortly after, he returned to the complex, armed with an AR-15 style rifle, and started shooting at the crowd. Police say a woman then pulled out her pistol, shot him, and killed him.
I will say on the Charleston, West Virginia case, Charleston Police Department case, this lady was carrying a lawful firearm, okay? A law-abiding citizen who stopped the threat of probably 20 to 30 people getting killed.
Understand, if you're only watching mainstream media news to get your information about guns in this country, you're not only uninformed, you're misinformed. Furthermore, if you're only getting information about guns from mainstream social media platforms that lean left, you too are not only uninformed, you're misinformed about guns in this country. A woman with a handgun literally stopped a mass shooting, and none of the major mainstream media outlets have even mentioned it. Fox talked about it, the local news stations talked about it, hell, even USA Today talked about it. But here's the crazy thing. Even other countries' news outlets like the BBC even talked about it. But where is CNN? Where is MSNBC? Want to know what pops up when I Google West Virginia woman stops mass shooting? CNN? Their report on the Uvalde mass shooting. When the Uvalde school shooting happened the day before, the mainstream media was all over it, telling us about the shooter's entire life and how a good guy with a gun didn't stop a bad guy with a gun, when in fact a good guy with a gun actually stopped him, but because he was an off-duty Border Patrol agent, it didn't count. This woman wasn't a cop, she wasn't a Border Patrol agent, she wasn't Iron Man or Captain America, she was just a good girl with a gun who stopped a bad guy with a gun. I can't go anywhere or watch anything in the mainstream media without hearing about how important female empowerment is and how terrible and destructive toxic masculinity is. And here we have a woman with a handgun preventing a man from mass murdering people and nothing. We are literally saying that you'll get more fame from mass killing innocent people than you will if you use a gun to save the lives of innocent people. This was the ultimate example of female empowerment, eliminating true toxic masculinity, and the media treated it like a footnote. And you want to know why? Because they don't want to highlight the truth about guns in this country, because they know if the millions of people who are in the middle on this issue knew the truth, they'd become pro-2A. They'll report on every mass shooting for weeks, but won't talk about the 2013 CDC study that found that almost all national surveys estimates indicate that defensive gun use by victims are at least as common as offensive uses by criminals, with the estimates of annual uses ranging from about 500,000 to more than 3 million. In context of about 300,000 violent crimes involving firearms in 2008. Oh, they'll incorrectly talk about how dangerous AR-15s are, but won't talk about the fact that more people die from hands, fists, and feet than they do AR-15s. And people are stabbed to death almost 4 times more than people are killed with an AR-15. They'll talk about how we need universal background checks, but won't talk about the fact that according to the National Institute of Justice survey, many mass shooters have clean records and can buy guns legally. Long story short, they don't want you to know the truth about guns in this country because they can't get you to be on board with more gun control laws if they're constantly showing you story after story after story of good guys and girls with guns stopping bad guys with guns. You know, we talk